Hey y'all, it's Lexi again. I'm back for another video after a few days. So I'm trying something a little bit different with my iPad here. I don't really have like the whole video setup thing going yet. Someone suggested instead of doing portrait mode, I try landscape. So I'm trying that today. So we'll see how it works out, and if it's great, I'll keep using it. Again, I'm not totally into the whole video thing and how to work everything and that kind of stuff, but hey, maybe together we'll all get there, right? I think something I wanted to mention today. I started thinking about some different topics over the weekend, and one was hormones in relation to starting to take them and how they change our feelings about certain things, um, the way we think. Okay, so let me start by saying that if you decide on transitioning and you're wanting to get on hormones, there are some things that the hormones, and I think I'm speaking from a trans female point of view here. There's some things that the estradiol and the T blockers are going to do, and there's some things that they won't do. Okay. Um, One thing that they won't do, um, they're not going to change your voice. So if you've got a very deep, manly voice that's been poisoned by testosterone before, there's nothing that you can take that's going to change that. There are surgical options, and there is working on your voice with voice therapy. I've been doing that for about 2 years now. That's been the biggest help for me because it was also one of the things that were most dysphoric. So I just wanted to start by saying that if you have an idea that you're going to start taking uh, estradiol at transition and you think that it's going to just magically make your voice high or something like that in a more feminine range, it's not. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear on that because I think a lot of people get mixed up on that. However, if you are a trans male and you take testosterone, it will thicken your vocal cords, and it will make your voice a lot deeper. So it's the opposite. Once puberty and testosterone gets in your bloodstream and you go through puberty and it thickens your vocal cords, again, there's no way to do anything about that except surgically and or to work, on your voice with that. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. But moving on. So with the hormones, for me, once I got on hormones, I was just taking an, I think to begin with, maybe a patch and an oral dose of estradiol. Patch irritated my skin, didn't do a whole lot. The oral estradiol, I think I went up to about 8 milligrams total for it to start changing my levels in my bloodstream. They hardly move, guys, hardly at all. Um, I don't know what that is, why that happened. I At the time I was not taking a T blocker, so that might have been one of the reasons. Is that my T level was so high that it was keeping the estradiol suppressed. It wouldn't do anything. I don't know. Um, what happened for me is when I found a different medical provider, I started taking estradiol injections weekly at pretty high doses for that. And again, this is something if you guys consider doing that, check with your medical provider. Make sure that you're healthy enough to, you know, do hormones. They can cause some issues, which can be blood clots and that type of thing in individuals that may be susceptible to that already. So if you've got some health issues going on, it's going to be best either way to check with your doctor and make sure that you're healthy enough to start those. Um, anyway, once I started on the injectables, uh, things took off for me big time. I also took a T blocker that over a period of time made my brain really foggy, and um, I didn't like the way it made me feel, I guess. I didn't feel like me anymore. I was maybe a little depressed and just kind of like out of it. Just couldn't think straight. That kind of stuff. Couldn't get my words together. I know it seems like that now, right? Like I'm still on it. But I promise I'm not. I've been off it probably about 4 years now. But anyway, maybe 3.5. So somewhere in there. But the injections is what really got my levels going up. Starting seeing the fat deposits redistribute within my body. My skin became a lot softer, and there's a fat layer that comes to the edge of the skin, kind of that males don't have, that females do, that make the skin have a softer appearance and feel to it. That stuff changed, as well as any additional like fat or weight that I put on my body. Guess where it went? Yeah, it went to my hips, my buttocks, and my thighs. Um, and that was welcome for me because when I started seeing those changes in the mirror, I felt a lot more like me, inside. I was comfortable with that. I welcomed that. One thing I don't know that I was quite ready for, and I started this video by saying how it changes some of our feelings. I've always been a little bit of an emotional creature, and what I mean by that is, and today it's not so much, but I go from 0 to 100. I could be really calm, cool, and collective, and then the next thing I know, I'm way up here. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm crying, and it takes me a while to calm down. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I would edit this, but I really don't know how. So it's the y'all's just gonna have to be in there. Y'all bear with me. But anyway, one of the things those the estradiol did, it brought a sense of calm over me. And that 0 to 100 doesn't happen like that anymore. The Whatever caused me to be angry for so long, I think it was an incongruency of how I felt inside and what I looked like on the outside and how I was having to live my life as a male. The stereotypical things that were placed on me by society and that kind of stuff made me really unhappy and kind of angry and bitter and resentful at life in general. I don't have that anymore. But I also think that the estradiol suppressed a lot of that and even that out and made it really, really smooth, okay? I didn't have to worry about being angry like that anymore because it just didn't happen. Along with estradiol, though, also came this inner emotion of feeling female. And what I mean is, I had more compassion, I had more patience. I'm sorry, I don't say I have more compassion, more patience, a lot more laid back, a lot more easygoing. Um, and it's because of that. Uh, Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming to me because when I say I'm emotional, I mean, I can be crying at the drop of a hat for no reason. And a lot of times laughing at the same time. I know Kelly now sometimes will be sitting there watching something on television and maybe the news, maybe a movie, and there might be like a sympathetic story come on the news or something like that. And the next thing I know, I'm crying, and 20 seconds later, the tears turn into laughter, and I'm laughing. It's crazy, but those things have happened to me. So the way I and because of those emotions, the way I view things and see things in a little bit different light, from a different perspective this day and time, from a more compassionate view. I assure you that for sure. And for me and my personality, that has only changed for the better. Okay, those were positive changes for me. But I did want to mention that because a lot of people might not be ready for those. And the next thing they know, they're waking up and they're blubbering and they're crying and they're laughing at the same time. And that's a little crazy. And I am talking about 5.5 years of hormones down the road, from when I started to where I am now. So there were some ups and downs, with those hormones for sure, till I get all my levels kind of adjusted and evened out. So I speak more about what I'm talking about is how I feel now, not so much I was maybe a year and a half ago, because I've become more compassionate, oh God, I'm so sorry, more laid back, patient, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I think I said this before in one of my videos, is that sometimes I do these things and I just continue to yawn. So I'm going to cut it a little bit short for today. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out there. As always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Um, Make a comment on the video if you'd like, positive or negative. I enjoy reading all feedback. Hit the subscribe button and thumbs up as well. If you like the video and if you want to subscribe and see more of them out there, then do that. And let's move forward with this thing together. I appreciate each and every one of you watching, and taking your time, especially to leave comments and that type of thing. Anyway, y'all have a great one. I know it's Monday. Get over today, get through Tuesday, and on with your week. Love you guys. Peace.